Well, hello there. I am going to go by Turtle, and I have a lot to share with you today. This video is a little different from what I wanted my first video to be, but I think it's an important topic. I made this as an explanation to my friends on why I like the United Nations, but I will be doing less serious topics in the coming videos. With that, I would like to present to you this video on the importance of one of my favorite institutions, the United Nations. The year is 1945. The world is in ruins. Cities are destroyed. Millions are dead. Humanity stands at a crossroads. In the words of the second UN Secretary General, the United Nations was not created in order to bring us to heaven, but in order to save us from hell. These words, echoing the spirit of 1945, capture the urgency of a world desperate for peace. The League of Nations, created after World War I, had failed. War returned to the world, costing much more than the first. Franklin D. Roosevelt's vision of a United Nations became humanity's second chance. 15 nations meet in San Francisco, called together by the Big Three: Churchill, FDR, and Stalin. FDR died just days before the start of the conference, leaving Truman to carry out his plans. The UN Charter, signed October 24, 1945, vowed to save succeeding generations from the scourge of war. Its architecture of peace was built on two pillars: the General Assembly and the Security Council.
Then, a history-making moment, as Lord Halifax calls for a standing vote on the approval of the Charter of International Organization, and the heads of the 50 United Nations delegations rise to be counted. The vote is unanimous.
The General Assembly is the world's forum, now 193 members, each nation with one vote. But what about the Security Council, smaller and more powerful? Its 5 permanent members, the United States, the United Kingdom, France, China, and Russia, each hold the veto. They were afforded this power simply because they were the winners of World War II, leaving other states like Germany out. A single no can block global action. From the beginning, this flaw was built into the system. In 1948, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights set a global standard. Spearheaded by Eleanor Roosevelt, it declared dignity and rights for all humanity. It provides a blueprint for both civil society and the United Nations to work towards, and it unites the world behind a clear set of rights that are crucial to every human being. It states that all humans are born equal. Don't just listen to me. Here's a quote from a CSIS article by James Lewis. Consider the world before the UDHR and after. While the level of violation may have only gone down incrementally, human rights generally consistent with the UDHR have become a global norm for the behavior of persons and states. Since the UDHR was ratified, no state leaders will come out against human rights. Authoritarian regimes must expend immense resources to withstand this expectation among their own peoples and their global audience. And while some argue that digital technologies for surveillance and control make authoritarianism unacceptable, in fact, authoritarianism is undercut by these same technologies, since they make violation harder to conceal and spread awareness of these shared norms, expectations, and judgments among the global audience. Another triumph of the United Nations is the World Health Organization. The World Health Organization eradicated smallpox, the first disease in human history wiped from existence. Through international cooperation, the world is able to more effectively combat global diseases. In the 1960s, UNESCO led a global campaign to save the temples of Abu Simbel from the rising Nile. Many nations rallied to preserve humanity's heritage. Engineers from around the world gathered and successfully moved the site away from the rising water. UNICEF became the largest vaccine supplier on Earth, helping billions access clean water and education. Global child mortality plummeted. In 2023 alone, UNICEF reached 23 million people with safe drinking water, vaccinated 27 million children against measles, and provided severe wasting treatment to 150 million children. The blue helmets stand as neutral guardians in conflict zones, preventing fragile ceasefires from collapsing. In an ongoing operation, these peacekeepers are preventing war from erupting in Cyprus between Turkish and Greek factions. As many will be quick to point out, there are also some noticeable failures of the UN. The United Nations is in one of the most difficult places an institution can be in, as they are always blamed for not stopping conflict and never credited when they do. Nevertheless, I believe it is important to include the failures as well. Through the Cold War, both of the major powers used the veto as a weapon. The Soviet Union ambassador even earned the nickname Mr. Niet for the usage of the veto so often. The fight for power between the United States and the Soviet Union would contest the UN more than ever. Even today, the veto is used by major powers to contest any conflict involving the P5. In Syria, Russia and China use their vetoes to block critical humanitarian supplies from entering, claiming that it conflicted with Syria's sovereignty. In Rwanda, an estimated 800,000 people were killed in 100 days. In Srebrenica, over 8,000 Muslims were executed. The UN knew, failed to act, and even avoided the word genocide. Even in the current time, there are a few member states limiting the power of the UN. In the Israel-Palestine conflict, the inability of the Security Council to pass any resolutions has been due to just one country using its veto. The United States is currently playing one of the biggest roles and has the largest say in what goes on in the international community. However, the United Nations is still relevant even on this day. Tangible progress has been made due to its Sustainable Development Goals, known as SDGs. Access to energy, mobile broadband coverage in poor countries, global child mortality, and HIV infection rates have all gotten better since the introduction of these goals. Through the Paris Agreement, the UN brought nations together against a threat no single country can solve. This agreement, that many nations are still a part of today, is a crucial step towards solving the global problem of climate change. The United Nations is also working to add global standards for AI. The Secretary General created the High-Level Advisory Body on AI. This is a body that analyzes the AI landscape and provides government's recommendations to the public. There is also a scientific panel on AI, which is composed of experts from around the world. In this way, the international community has a chance to address AI's impact on human rights, misinformation, security, and social inequality. Since its founding 80 years ago, the UN has been humanity's highest meeting place. It is flawed and imperfect, but without it, humanity would lack an essential tool for discourse and cooperation. Today is not about celebrating the UN, it is about recognizing where we would be without it. I am not asking for you to celebrate it or even like it. I am only asking that we all recognize its role in our world. Therefore, I would like to announce the construction of my own United Nations in the world I have with my friends. I know that it will not be nearly as great as the one in real life, but I hope that it will serve as a place for responsible discourse and a constant reminder to what's possible. Thank you all for watching. I know this was a bit of a strange video to start recording again with, but I find this topic important. My friends find it strange that I am so interested in the UN, so I believe this video might help explain that. I have been busy and there has not been a lot of time for recording, but the deadline for the UN Day seems like an attainable and meaningful day to release this video. I don't know when my next video will be, and I don't have a concept for my next video yet either. What I do know is it will hopefully be not as serious, and I'll probably do something more fun. Hope you guys stick around, and see you all then.